Some love stories don't fall apart quietly. They detonate. They begin with attraction or familiarity, but slowly turn into secrets, manipulation, and emotional damage that no one escapes untouched. These are not stories about finding the one. They are about what happens when desire collides with commitment, when honesty feels more dangerous than lying, and when love becomes the very thing that destroys people. These series don't soften betrayal. They examine it closely, how it starts, how it spreads, and how it leaves nothing the same. Number 1, Scenes from a Marriage, 2021. Few series capture emotional betrayal as brutally as Scenes from a Marriage. Centered on Myra and Jonathan, a couple who appear stable, intellectual, and emotionally mature, the show strips away every illusion of security. What makes the betrayal here devastating isn't just infidelity, it's emotional abandonment. Myra's affair doesn't come from cruelty, but from restlessness and a hunger for self-definition. Jonathan's pain isn't loud, it's internal, restrained, and slow-burning. The series unfolds almost entirely through intimate conversations, arguments, and silences, forcing viewers to sit inside the discomfort of two people who still love each other, but can no longer exist together. It's not about villains. It's about how honesty can wound just as deeply as deceit.
Somebody else would love me for exactly the same thing.
Number 2, Betrayal, 2013-2014. This short-lived but intense legal drama places infidelity inside a murder trial, turning personal betrayal into a professional catastrophe. Sarah Hanley, a photographer, and Jack McAllister, a married attorney, begin an affair without knowing their lives are about to intersect in court. When Jack defends a man accused of killing someone connected to Sarah, the affair becomes a liability that threatens justice itself. The tension doesn't come from whether they'll be caught. It comes from watching desire compromise integrity. Every secret risks exposure under oath. Betrayal shows how infidelity doesn't stay private when power, law, and truth are involved. Number 3, Gypsy, 2017. Gypsy is betrayal through identity. Naomi Watts plays Jean Holloway, a therapist who begins inserting herself into her patients' personal lives under false names. She forms emotional and romantic connections with people she should never know, violating professional ethics and personal boundaries. This isn't an affair driven by lust, it's driven by reinvention. Jean wants to escape herself. But the betrayal is layered. She betrays her patients, her husband, her profession, and ultimately her own sense of reality. The show explores how emotional intimacy can be just as destructive as physical infidelity, especially when built on deception.
You blurred so many boundaries.
Number 4, The Affair, 2014-2019. The Affair is the modern blueprint for stories about infidelity. Noah Soloway, a married writer, and Allison Bailey, a grieving waitress, begin an affair that feels inevitable and intoxicating. What sets the series apart is its dual perspective storytelling. Each episode retells events from different viewpoints, exposing how memory reshapes guilt and desire. In Noah's version, he is charming, misunderstood, and pursued. In Allison's, power dynamics and vulnerability shift the emotional weight entirely. As the affair unravels, the show shifts focus from passion to consequence. Marriages collapse, children are damaged, careers fracture. The affair makes one thing clear. The betrayal doesn't end when the affair is exposed, it multiplies.
I think everybody does.
Number 5, Sex Life, 2021-2023. Sex Life explores betrayal through nostalgia and obsession. Billy Connolly is married, financially secure, and outwardly content, but emotionally restless. Her fixation on her past relationship with Brad Simon becomes an emotional affair long before anything physical happens. What makes the show uncomfortable is that Billy isn't escaping abuse or unhappiness. She's chasing intensity. The betrayal here is fueled by comparison, by the belief that passion from the past was more real than stability in the present. As Brad re-enters her life, Billy risks not only her marriage, but her identity as a mother and partner. The show asks whether desire is something you outgrow, or something that waits for you to look back.
Nothing feels right.
Number 6, What If, 2019. In What If, betrayal isn't seduction, it's negotiation. Renee Zellweger as Montgomery offers a struggling married couple a morally impossible deal, financial salvation in exchange for one night with the husband. The affair exists as a threat before it ever happens, and that threat alone begins to poison the marriage. Trust erodes, power shifts, love becomes conditional. The series explores how betrayal can begin with a question rather than an action. Once the boundary is crossed mentally, the emotional damage is already done. What if is less about romance and more about how easily values collapse when ambition enters the room?
How many more people need to be hurt before you get what you want?
Are you absolutely certain this is the choice you want to make?
I'm not what you think I am.
Maybe not. I'm beginning to see potential.